Hello and welcome to Module 6. My name is Lindsay Burton and I will be leading this week's discussion. The article that I chose was Measurements of the Soil Microbial Community for Estimating the Success of Restoration, written by Harris in 2003. Summary of this article is that land degradation is a major concern, and right now there isn't much of a quantitative establishment to have an objective measurement of ecosystem status. Harris states that by quantitatively measuring the soil microbial community, we can assess degradation and the effects of management designed to reverse it. He said that profiles of phospholipid fatty acid contents and substrate-induced respiratory responses to different carbon substrates will yield significant data for management decisions in the future. I chose this article because I thought it was a good complement to soil development disturbance and how to measure restoration success through soil. Harris goes on to say some of the quantitative indicators for assessing soil quality in the microbial community. They were organic matter content, accumulation of heavy metals, topsoil depth, infiltration, aggregation, pH, electrical conductivity, suspected pollutants, and soil respiration. He saw two main approaches for determining success of the restoration scheme. The first being return to conditions that approximate a target or reference system, and the second maximization of efficiency of ecosystem with respect to function. The first, he highlights, was much easier than the second. The methods utilized for this study was a research review that utilized three main conceptual classes. The first was size, the total mass of viable microbial communities. The second was composition, the abundances of particular species or functional groups. And the third was activity, the metabolic turnover of the biomass from internal metabolism to conversion of nutrient pools. These were reviewed in the relevant literature for the inherent characteristics of the soil microbial community of degraded systems. The key findings was that restoration can enhance the rate of mineralization of nitrogen. The delayed arrival of species was essential for successful vegetation establishment and may represent a bottleneck to the establishment of late successional species. There was also the emphasis of the importance on immigration rates or colonization rates of microorganisms. The biggest influence on aggregate stability was the length of fine roots. Measurements of a comprehensive suite of soil microbial biomarkers promises to be powerful in assessing the state of the restoration sites. And lastly, microbial measurements allow for the characterization of the state of degradation and the effects of management practices. And then, like on my summary slide, phenotypic profiling combined with functional profiles will yield significant data to base our management decisions on. So I leave you with this food for thought. The first question for this week is, what are some examples of ways to utilize soil microbial community measurements in your future ecological restoration practices? The second is that Harris discusses the importance of species arrival time to a landscape. Which theory that we have read about this semester would be best associated with this concept and why? And the third is, do you think the science is really there to be performing all of these assessments cost effectively at restoration sites? Either way, please explain. Thanks, guys, and have a great week.